This week, I'm going to be traveling. Me and my family are going away on a vacation for a week, but I've committed to making 52 videos for YouTube this year, as well as staying in my podcast. I do a podcast with a mate of mine, and we do that every Wednesday night, and I do it from this setup. So this is the first time I'm going to be traveling and trying to create content and do that podcast on the go. So to do that, I need to create this tech minimal podcast and YouTube in a bag that I can take with me. How's it going, folks? My name's Marcus and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, on this channel I talk about EDC, technology, and anything that can help me live a happier, balanced, more productive life. If you're like me, you like trying to figure out what's the fewest things you can bring with you, but still achieve your goals on those trips. I've got a trip coming up. I'm on vacation next week with my wife and my 2 kids, and I want to be able to do my regular Wednesday evening podcast with my mate. I also want to be able to create YouTube content and film and record my kids on this vacation. So I'm trying to figure out what's the smallest possible pack I can bring with me, and what are the essential items I need in order to be able to create this content. Now, full disclosure, Matane sent me this tech bag. They didn't sponsor this video. They're not paying for a favorable review. This is my honest review of this bag. And I wouldn't have accepted it if it wasn't something that I already bought from them and things that I use. You'll know on previous videos, I've actually shown these bags before. But this case, I got for free from Matane. So opening up the case, there's 2 sections to this case which I really like. The first section is for all your cables and the things that you need so that you can organize all your different cables for all your different parts. The second part is the more interesting part for me. Now, in this part of the case, I can put all the things that I need in order to be able to do a professional style podcast while on the go. Jumping into the main pouch, the most important thing is how you can set up. You've got customizable panels here so that I can differentiate and separate the different tech products I have depending on what I need from this travel pack. So for this podcast setup, first and foremost, my podcasting equipment. I'm going to be bringing with me my MV7, my Shure MV7. So for my main podcast, I use the Shure SM7B, which is an iconic, high quality, radio quality microphone. This seems to be the podcasting microphone of choice for most people, but the problem with this is it requires one of these XLR cables in order to be able to power it. In addition to that, it needs something called a cloud lifter to boost it and a way to be able to record it as well. So it's not a very mobile friendly one. Here's the smaller brother of it. It's called the Shure MV7. And this microphone, while it has XLR in it, it also has a micro USB connector so I can connect it directly to my laptop, as well as a 3.5mm jack so I can plug in my headphones and hear my own voice as well as the person I'm talking to on the podcast. So this is an essential part of my travel podcast equipment. The other thing, the one that I bought with it, comes with a stand. So for an extra, I think it was $15 extra, I'm able to bring a stand that folds up small that I can connect this up so that I can get the proper height wherever I go with it. So a really valuable little stand to be able to bring along with it that Shure creates to go. Next on the list, I need to be able to hear myself as well. And for this, I'm bringing my favorite headphones along. These are the Bose Quiet Comforts QC35 Mark IIs. I've had them for a very long time. I've customized them, and for these I'll use them for regular listening to music, but also I'll plug in the 3.5mm jack into it when I'm doing the podcast to be able to hear all the things that I'm doing. After that, I want to be able to record video. I don't want to just use the 1080p HD camera that I have on my laptop, so I'm going to be bringing with me my Sony RX100 Mark VII. This is a fantastic little Sony. It's got unlimited record time. I can plug it in and it will record directly to either the memory card or to my laptop depending on what I want. So I'll be using this to create content for YouTube while I'm gone, but also as part of that podcast setup so that I have a higher quality video input for those calls. So bringing this with me as well. The audio on the Sony RX100 Mark VII is fine. It's got this little internal microphone. It's not great. But here I'm bringing with me this little small Rode microphone. Now I've got a small rig case on this, a frame on this, so I can mount additional things. And what this allows me to do is, stick an additional microphone here on the side. Now with the pop sock on it, it looks much bigger than it is, but it's really just a small microphone. And that turns this camera into a little powerhouse for you've got your flip screen, you've got your external microphone here, which has got great quality. I'll bring this little pop sock with me, but it's very small for traveling, and it allows me to create much better content, whether I'm pointing if I'm trying to capture audio away from me, or if I'm filming myself. If I want to be able to hear my audio but I'm filming something else, I'll just flip it around so you can hear my voice as I narrate the things that I'm doing. A really versatile little microphone in order to be able to get better audio quality for the videos I want to create while I'm away. After that, I'm going to be bringing this Samsung T7 with me so I can do my video editing on it. My laptop, which I'll talk about in a minute, has got a 1 terabyte hard drive. This is an additional 2 terabytes in case I capture a lot of video. Also, while I'm away, I'm going to be taking videos and photos of my family and my kids, and I might accumulate a lot. I want to be able to not bring too many SD cards with me, so being able to drop them on this while I'm on the go, or even have this as a backup for my laptop, invaluable. After that, and I'm torn about this, but I'm nervous leaving home without one of these hubs. So this is the Anker 13-in-1 USB dock. It's a USB-C dock, which means it can power my laptop. It's got a micro, I've done a full video on this actually, I'll just put a link to it here. But basically, I can do all my connections if it's a USB-A, USB-C, memory cards, things like that, all fit into this dock. It's quite chunky to be bringing for travel, but I just think it's going to be able to make me be able to power absolutely anything I want on the go, so I'm going to bring it with me. And then last but not least is lighting. So one of the key components to making good videos is 1, having a good camera, 2, having good audio, which we've covered, but the third thing is lighting. And for that, I'm going to be bringing with me these little Lume Cube panels. I use these Lume Cube panels very often in the background of my videos to light things up and to make things more interesting behind me. But for this, I'm going to be taking them with me, and I'm going to be able to light myself for the podcast, or be able to attach these to the tops of my cameras when I'm filming indoors, just to make sure I get better quality content by having these little tiny lights. They're not amazing, but they do the job to get you out of a pinch. And all of that fits into this case, into this section that I've broken up into the way that I want to have it. There's still a ton more room for all of the cables and chargers and things like that I want to bring with me. Now, last but not least, what's not included in this pack is I'm going to be bringing along with me my complete powerhouse, my MacBook Pro M1 Max 64GB fully maxed out version with me. It is the most versatile travel laptop I've ever had. It's an absolute powerhouse to get through video editing and things like that. And it's also the 14-inch version, so it means I can carry with me in a very small backpack. So I'll be bringing that laptop along with this Matine case in my Tom Bin backpack. I can do a separate review on this backpack entirely on its own some other time, because it is really fantastic. And if you're not familiar with Tom Bin, you really need to be. They're the best backpacks in the world, and there's a really good story behind the company. I'll be bringing that laptop with me in a sleeve along with this Matine case, so that I can really do any of the creative YouTube content creation stuff that I want to do while I'm away on my vacation. And that's all the equipment I'm going to be bringing with me on this vacation with my family. My wife will murder me if I spend the entire time doing YouTube or creating podcasts, but having this stuff with me means that at least 1 or 2 of the days, or in the evenings after the kids are asleep, I'll still be able to create content and stick to my goal of creating 52 videos this year and hosting that podcast with my mate of mine on Wednesday night. Hope you enjoyed this video. For anything in this video, if you want me to do a deep dive, or if you want links to it, look in the description below, where I've got some affiliate links to these products on Amazon. I hope you enjoy this. Good luck. I'll see you in the next one.